But Allah did not grant Berke's wish right away. No word came on the first day, nor the second. And each time hoofbeats rose from the east, Berke waited breathlessly, praying to his God for news of Sartaq's death. The third day passed in silence too. Only on the fourth day did the news he'd been waiting for finally arrive. A messenger rode in bearing a black banner and announced, "The Khan of the Golden Horde, Sartaq, died this very morning." The Muslims around him whispered, "Berke truly is a devout man of the Prophet. His curse must have struck Sartaq down." Inwardly, Berke rejoiced. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne of the Golden Horde. But the great Khan in Karakoram instead confirmed Batu's youngest son, Ulagchi, as the new ruler. Yet Ulagchi didn't last long either. Within 6 months, he too died of some mysterious illness, as though poisoned. At last, the throne's turn had come to Berke. Sary Bugy stood atop a high red earth bluff. Below him stretched the vast Volga, its restless grey waves coiling and rolling like countless serpents entwined upon one another. Sary Bugy was in high spirits that day. A week earlier, Berke, newly raised to the Golden Horde's throne on the traditional white felt, had summoned him to his court. A special messenger had pulled him aside and said, "My lord, your brother Batu once had the great warrior Sary Bugy executed in a fit of rage. To honor his spirit at last, the Khan wishes to bring his surviving brother, you, into his favor. He intends to grant you your own territory, and may even raise you to the rank of commander of 1,000. Sary Bugy laughed at the news, though his laughter carried something darker underneath. "So Batu killed Sary Bugy. Do they think I've forgotten, like some forgetful old woman? No, I remember everything. Wasn't it Berke himself who had that honest warrior whipped 1,000 times for some offense against Islamic law? If he truly grieved, why didn't he grieve then? No, I've forgotten nothing. I've waited 10 patient years for my turn. And now, who even remembers Sary Bugy's service to the Horde? The descendants of Khans never forget your wrongs, only your good deeds. If Berke is calling for me now, it isn't for my brother's sake, it's for his own gain. Out of an empire that takes 6 months to cross, granting me a territory of 6 days' ride costs him nothing. He gives it out of fear, fear that I might speak of things better left unsaid." Sary Bugy startled at his own thoughts and fell silent, his laughter dying away. At that very moment, he heard a distant rumble, like the earth itself shifting. The sound grew louder, and soon it became a thundering roar, as though an entire camp were being trampled at once. Alarmed, he turned north and saw a vast herd of horses thundering toward him along the riverbank. He ran toward the hollow where his wife and 2 young sons rested, only to see another massive herd charging from that direction too. At its head galloped Berke's own dappled black stallion, wolf hunter since its earliest days, a horse that had never once known the touch of a lasso. Realizing escape was hopeless, Sary Bugy dropped to his knees. Thousands of horses converged from both directions at the very spot where he knelt, chests colliding, before surging onward together toward the west. The herd thundered on for a long while. Only at sunset did the herders from both sides finally meet, dismounting to embrace one another. The horses gradually calmed and began to spread out across the western bank of the Volga. Where 30,000 horses had passed, not a blade of grass remained, and beneath their hooves no trace was left of Sary Bugy, his innocent wife, or his 2 young sons. The sharp-eyed deputy commander Salimjuri, who had helped drive that herd, later spotted a lone figure standing on the bluff before the stampede, and afterward, in the trampled earth, he found a small diamond-bladed dagger, forged from the finest Khorasan steel, untouched even by thousands of hooves. Only then did he understand why Berke had ordered 32,000 horses driven through this particular stretch of riverbank that had never before been grazed. The Khan must have feared this man, he thought. A Khan finds a way to finish off his enemy through means no one would ever suspect. Salimjuri brought the dagger to Berke, saying only, "I found this fine blade where your horses passed." Berke recognized the weapon at once, understood that Sary Bugy no longer existed, and understood exactly why his deputy had brought it to him. He offered his thanks, and a week later promoted Salimjuri to the rank of centurion. Once crowned Khan, Berke relocated to Sary Bugy, the capital his brother had built. He set about beautifying the city in the style of Constantinople, commissioning a grand new mosque with a golden dome. He worked to expand trade, particularly with Egypt, Baghdad, and the states of Eastern Europe, and to develop the Horde's industries in gold and silverwork. Under his rule, the Golden Horde's territory stretched from Bulgar in the northeast, bordered by the Rus principalities to the north, down through Crimea and the North Caucasus as far as Darbent, across Khwarezm, and westward past the Dniester, encompassing Bashkia and Mordvin lands, extending through western Siberia to the middle Sidaria. To the east lay the Blue Horde, to the south and west, the vast lands of Iran and Maurana, and beyond them, Rus itself. Berke, like his brother before him, was ambitious, ruthless, and cunning, though unlike Batu, he preferred to accomplish his cruelties indirectly, through others, never showing his own hand. Taking the throne near the age of 50, he moved quickly to build his new city, gather goldsmiths and silversmiths to his capital, and put trade in order. Soon the city of Bulgar, under Golden Horde authority, would mint the realm's first gold coins, bearing the name of Bulgar on one side and the name of the Caliph of Baghdad and Nasir on the other. Yet Berke understood well that the Golden Throne was no ordinary seat. It was a seven-headed dragon. Survive one threat, and 6 more heads waited, jaws open, ready to devour whoever failed to hold their ground. Now Berke stood beside the construction site of his grand new mosque. The builder was a skilled Armenian craftsman named Koloman, captured during the Mongol campaigns in Cilicia while building a church for his own people. When Berke first summoned him, Koloman had refused outright. "I am a Christian, I will not build a mosque for Muslims, even if it costs me my life." Enraged, Berke had him shackled and sent to work the stone quarries instead. Later, once firmly established as Khan, Berke summoned him again. "Build me a magnificent mosque, and I will set you free to return home." Koloman, longing above all for his freedom, agreed. Freedom, he decided, mattered more to him than his faith. Now he stood there, chains binding one arm and one leg, his skin darkened by the sun, gesturing toward diagrams on a large slate as he explained his plans to a young apprentice. Berke remained motionless, watching the construction below from his high vantage point. "It was wise to begin my reign with something good, building a mosque. The people will remember this kindly," he thought, having already forgotten Sary Bugy's death entirely. But a mosque alone won't hold the Golden Horde together. This realm is a third of Genghis Khan's entire legacy. Berke was a man who never revealed his true thoughts to anyone. Whether joy or sorrow, he carried it silently within. And in this moment, gazing down at his unfinished mosque, his mind was far from empty of purpose. If you enjoy epic historical stories of the Mongol Empire and the Golden Horde, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content.